Hi friends, this is Yogeshwar, and now we are today going to learn about the respiratory system. What is the respiratory system? What are the parts which come under respiratory system? What is the functions of a respiratory system? How can it help the body function smoothly? In general layman language, we can tell that a respiratory system is a pathway for air from outside to inside our body and inside to outside of the body. From outside, our nostrils inhale the air or takes the air from environment, from atmosphere. Inhale the air through the oral cavity and through pharynx. It's go into trachea, where trachea leads to the alveoli. Alveoli do the function of exchange of gases. Which gases mainly? Oxygen and carbon dioxide. Alveoli pumps the oxygen into the blood and takes the carbon dioxide from tissue. In this whole pathway, lungs, airways and blood vessels are play major role of this exchange of gases. In this passage, our chest muscles also play very major role in exchange of gases, taking out of wastage of gases from lungs to out of the body and breathing in oxygen into the body in turns to the tissues. As a human, we know that our respiratory organ is lungs, but the different organisms, as we know from phyla level, from kingdom levels, like Protista, Monera, Porifera, Nidaria, Mollusca, invertebrates, echinoderm invertebrates, there are many. So we know in lower invertebrates like sponges, platforms, exchange of oxygen and CO2 through simple diffusion. What is means of simple diffusion? In sponges, the respiration takes place through body surface area. The inhalation of oxygen or gases through the body. In sponges like creatures, in platform also through the body, and exhaling the wasteful gases out of the body through the same surface area. This whole process we know simply it is a diffusion process. So in lower invertebrates, the process of exchange of gases through simple diffusion process. In earthworms, In earthworms, there are cuticles. It is also one of the diffusion process only, but not through whole body. They are specific organelle like cuticles, not organ specifically, but parts, not like diffusion. It is one of the type of diffusion, but not like invertebrates. In insects, there are special vascularized organs or structures. We name them as gills. We name them as gills. Fishes. Fishes uses the gills. But these are different type of gills, different from the invertebrates. In advanced vertebrates like reptiles, amphibians, aves, all are through lung-like structures. They are specifically designed for exchange of gases, but also to other functions, unnecessary and necessary functions, but mainly for exchange of gases. Okay, this is simple thematic representation of the lung system. From air, oxygen through nostrils go into our body. Then it will, if air is irritable, if air is warm, then the body cavity or the oral cavity, which play a major role in the regulating the temperature of the air. If the temperature is more or less than our body temperature, then it regulates to the body. Then it leads to the pharyngeal and laryngeal area. In laryngeal area, which is also known as sound box, these taken air is converted into sounds through larynx. So the larynx area is also known as sound box. I will show the way what is the exact part of the larynx. Just wait. Then the air leads into trachea. From trachea it's go to bronchis. From bronchis it will leads to the alveoli. From alveoli the air or oxygen which we taken is enter into our body fluids or blood. From blood it will take the carbon dioxide to the alveoli, from alveoli to the same path and leads to wasteful gases like carbon dioxide to the external atmosphere. This is a simple representation of respiratory system. Here is a nasal cavity which will help in the freshening of air or taking irritable parts from outside environment and regulate the temperature of the air. Then it leads to the pharynx which is a junction to respiratory system and digestive system. During the respiration or during the respiration or during the eating process, the epiglottis part play major important role in the respiration and the digestion from pharynx to larynx, from larynx to, as I know earlier told you. This is the simple diagram. Bronchioles, from bronchiole there is alveoli, there are alveoli, many alveoli, number of alveoli. Trachea, this is bronchi. So we know the how the air and what are the parts of the respiratory system. So we know going to move into the functions of respiratory system. What are the functions? Mainly is help us to smell things as obvious, we know that, and create sounds through laryngeal area. So here is a small mechanism which takes place during inhalation and exhalation. The rib cage, intercostal muscles, when we take in the oxygen, the intercostal muscle and rib cage elevates and contracts. So the pressure inside the rib cage is low when compared to the outside. So the air rushes into the lungs and the lung size is increased to the normal size. During the exhalation, the same process, but the muscles and the rib cage relaxed. The air moves out of the body. Which air? Obviously we know the carbon dioxide. When we take the air to the lungs through inhalation process, air from lungs through alveoli enter into the blood stream. In blood stream there are many blood particles are present, like RBCs, WBCs, white blood cells, macrophages. There are many things. The RBC contain hemoglobin. The hemoglobin and oxygen bind together. Okay, hemoglobin and oxygen bind together, flow into the bloodstream, reaches to the organ, any organ. From organ, the carbon dioxide releases into the bloodstream. The oxygen enters into the tissue. With the oxygen, tissue do its functions. Then it releases carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide come to the lungs. From alveoli to trachea to the outside world. This is the main process of respiration. Here the RBC hemoglobin play very important role. As we know, the mountain peoples feel the sickness. Who goes to the mountain, they feel the sickness because the oxygen levels are low over there. So the body demands more oxygen and releases the carbon dioxide. So they feel the fatigue because of less oxygen. But in mountain people which are born on the mountain, they may have the disease or the dysfunctionality like sickle cell anemia, whom the RBC shape or surface area reduced, which is not normal. Size or shape is not normal, then that of a normal RBC. So friends, today we conclude our lesson here. We move to the next chapter tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much.